I pixelate my tattoo ski mask over my face, censoring my shit. Funny story about that road closed sign, dude. It snowed up here, and they put road closed signs on the left of my easement, and then they put them way down on the right of my easement, so you couldn't go down that sketchy road that you came up. And I came out of my easement like, so you're just gonna block me into my fucking property? So I took those signs and I moved them all the way over to the right. And then I fucking called and got super nasty with the government. And I was like, you people are just gonna block me into my fucking easement, dude? Like, you can't figure out a better way to put up these signs that you're just gonna block me into my fucking easement? So instead of throwing them to the side, I just picked them up and threw them in the back of my truck and brought them down here. It's funny, because my wife is like, you're gonna get us in trouble. You stole government property. And I said, my fucking tax dollars paid for that shit. That's my fucking property. I've really tried to set up my life right, because I've grown up so anti-statist and like as a diehard like real black flag anarchist, like no adjective anarchist, there's no added colors to my black flag, right? So I've come to the realization that like freedom is a mindset, like anarchy is a mindset, that like the greatest form of resistance is just like non-compliance, and that I'm not an aggressive person. I would never show up at anybody's door, and I would never take my guns to step up onto somebody, even if it was the government who I hate, or like, but anybody, like, I don't want you to think like me. The way I think doesn't require you to think like me. I think that you have the freedom and the liberty to think and live how you want to live, but like, if it has nothing to do with me, don't take my money to fund your way of life. If you want to come up to my doorstep and tell me how I'm going to live my life, like, we're going to have problems. So I've tried to disconnect from social media. I live out here, right? Like, I've gotten outside of this whole lifestyle where I was a punk rocker and writing music, where I was like singing lyrics thinking that I was going to change the world, but like, dude, it's not my job to change how other people think or feel. It's my job to try to be independent and self-sufficient, and like, nobody's gonna come save me, and nobody owes me anything, and I don't owe anybody else anything. And like, so since I've disconnected, since I live out here, since I try to be self-sufficient with my chickens and my garden and my wife making bread and whatever, like, that doesn't change the fact that we live in a modern day. I have a job where I'm required to use the internet, etc. And I am still a very, very, very angry person. Like, I just see shit and I just get so fucking angry about the power structure, or about the divide and conquer dynamic, about this whole facade of like citizens against citizens, and like, it's the left wing, it's the right wing, and like, I get so angry. Alright, here we go. So we own 7 acres out here. There's actually a graveyard at the top of my property. 7 acres is good. I have enough to be self-sufficient for the rest of my life if I wanted to. But more acreage is more gooder. So there's that. My younger years, I grew up as a punk rocker. I have the same opinions about the system that I do now. Nothing's changed. Where a lot of my friends will say that I've changed, but I think it's them who has changed. Punk rock has gone away from anarchy and self-sufficiency and self-ownership, and it's moved much more into wokeism. A huge portion of it has gone very communist, which is a flavor of tyranny that you support, in my opinion. I ended up getting sober in 2013. I'm still active in participating in my own recovery. what that's taught me is that like nobody can do it but me. Like my finances, my mental health, my physical health, my defense, my freedom, like nobody's giving that to me. Nobody is granting me these things. Speech is an inalienable right. Defense is an inalienable right. And freedom is not given to you. Freedom is only taken from you. You can look anywhere in the animal kingdom, right? We're the only species that puts our feelings before anything else.